Again, I feel like this is one of those things that has been said many times in many ways, but I'm gonna say it anyway because this is a rant. It's the end of 2022, and I'm just sitting here and I'm reflecting, and I gotta tell you guys, like, I am very happy with my life right now. Obviously, I want it to get better, but I've never been happier. I've never been. I think this is the best that I've ever been. As far as like taking care of myself and being present within my life. And this is just shit that I've observed. I'm not a therapist, but like when you when you get to that point in your life where you're like, okay, I really got to change some stuff. Like I got to go on this journey of self-improvement. You know, sometimes it gets spiritual for people, I don't know, but it's just like whatever, a journey in self-improvement where you're a codependent and you just realize you're codependent and you realize how dangerous being codependent is. And you know, and maybe you want to get healthier. Like maybe if you have the resources, you're able to go to therapy, you start going to therapy. Like, no, I really want to unfuck myself. Like you understand? Like you get to this point where you're just like, okay, enough is enough. I just want to be the best person that I can be. And I'm going to go all out to do it. And I want to, and I want my relationships to be good. Like I want to be healthy for me and healthy for the people that are around me. Be prepared to lose a lot of fucking people in your life. Be prepared. This been said. It's been fucking said. But I'm just saying from experience, what I've observed. Like, be prepared to lose a lot of fucking people in your life, especially if you're a recovering codependent or a people pleaser, because of your condition of being codependent. Like, it's very likely that you've been allowing, or you've had a lot of people around you, all of that have maybe been there all of your life, or like many years in your life, that really have no fucking business being there because of how they've treated you, because of the things that they've said, and you've let it slide, right? Because you haven't put yourself first. Like it's nice to put others' needs before yours, but like you do that all the fucking time. You know what I mean? And you make excuses for it, and you just allow the problematic behavior to continue, and you're just like, okay, well, you know what, that's just them weird little quirky behavior, when really, like, no, that's like it's like really bad, toxic behavior, you know what I mean? And in the times maybe that you were putting yourself first, like maybe you weren't coping in great ways, like maybe you were drinking too much, maybe, maybe you just had some unhealthy coping mechanisms, and you get to this point where you're just like, okay, I need to unfuck myself, figure this out. Be prepared to lose a lot of people, because some of those people, honestly, like some of those people enjoyed seeing you suffer for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they say misery loves company? And like we all have friends where we like to fucking get together and complain. You know what I mean? I feel like it's necessary for good mental health. Like we get together and we complain about shit. But you notice certain people like starting to look at you a different way, like out the corner of their eye. When you start improving yourself, when you start going to therapy, you start, working out, like try to get in shape or whatever. Like all of a sudden it's not like all hee hee ha ha, giggle, laughing, having a good time anymore. Like all of a sudden, like, every time if you have a life update or whatever, it's just like, it's just like the vibe just changed. The vibe just changes, because it's like, it's like they don't enjoy seeing you improve yourself. Now if you're being obnoxious, that's one fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, how sometimes people will go on a self-improvement journey and then they'll become fucking unfucking bearable and like mighty higher than, like, holier than thou, righteous or whatever. Like that fucking happens. Like sometimes you are just being obnoxious. But if you're just like, minding your own business, doing absolutely, not change, like, you know, just kind of quietly, like silently, minding your business and just doing what needs to be done. And then like visible changes start to occur in yourself. It might be your attitude, it might be your body, it might be, just your mood might start improving, like business might start going well for you, like, in your career or whatever, or your relationships, like like you might start having really nice experiences and you put them on Instagram. When things start getting visibly like better for you, the vibe with certain people changes. And the uncomfortable truth, I feel like, is that they shouldn't have been there that long to begin with, because they've been treating you like shit for a long time, and you didn't know how to not accept that for yourself. Shit, you probably didn't even know that it wasn't acceptable. Like, you probably didn't even know that behavior was harmful. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't even you didn't even know, because maybe you grew up with shithead parents who did that kind of shit all the time, and so like it's normalized, and you're just like, oh, sometimes people do this sometimes, but when but sometimes you might hit rock bottom and you're just like, okay, no, I really need to fix some stuff about myself. I gotta unfuck myself. And you realize that no, none of that shit is like is acceptable, like, at all. Like, none of that shit is like objectively like neutral, or like it is what it is. Like, no, like certain people are in your fucking circle that have been hurting you over and over and over and over and over again, and you just haven't had the skills to know what it was. But now you do. So one of two things might happen. One is that you, like, the next time that shit happens, you call it out, and then they can't handle it, and so off they go. Or all of a sudden, like, certain people just drop off the map. And here's the thing, though. You feel better when they're gone. You feel better when they're gone. And so I'm like, that's why I feel like you've got to really be ready. You got to really be ready for that, because us recovering codependents, like, we, for whatever reason, like, we need everyone to love us, right? We need everyone to love us. We need everyone to like us. And if somebody exits your life or like rejects you, it is like, it triggers like something deep inside you, and it diminishes your sense of self-worth. Like, that's one more person that doesn't fuck with you, and it makes you feel so goddamn bad. It makes you feel like paralyzed. It makes you like somebody ripped like a piece of skin off of you, like devalued yourself. So you have to like really fucking be ready. Like, you have to finally be at that point where you're just like, I'm so sick and tired of feeling like I'm being pulled a million different ways by people holding me by marionette strings. You have to really be ready, because I feel like when you are ready, when they're gone, you feel so much better. Yeah, you feel so much better. And that's the kicker, because you don't realize just how heavy that connection between you and that person was. And I feel like I've seen this, people talk about this on social media. And, this is not just something, that I've observed. It's something that other people have observed. So like, when I start to, be on my come up or glow up or whatever, all of a sudden, like, certain friends just stop hanging out with you. Certain friends just like stop calling you, certain friends just like all, because misery loves company. And when you reach a point where you're just kind of tired of being miserable and you don't want to be miserable anymore, that ain't gonna fly with a lot of fucking people that you've kept around you for years, sometimes your whole fucking entire life, bruv. Misery loves company, and some people, and misery loves company, and some people love being miserable. I coined this I said, some people will never be happy because they're addicted to the attention they get when they're fucking miserable. And some of them are in your fucking circle and you had no idea. Or maybe you're just now learning, right? Because maybe you got to that point where you're just like, I don't feel like being miserable anymore. Like, I gotta do something about it. Some people will never be fucking happy because they're addicted to the attention that they get when they're fucking miserable. And so, yeah, of course you're not going to be fucking compatible anymore. When they're in the company that loves misery and you're not anymore. You've really got to be ready. Like, you really, really got to be ready. And I believe that if you are ready, like, honestly, it's going to feel so goddamn freeing. I'm sitting here at the end of 2022, like, just very, very happy. And I look at some of the, some of the people that have fell off, some family members, I look at some of the people that fell off, and all that comes to mind when I think of them is just like, I just think of all the shit that I let you get away with for so goddamn long. I just think about how many years it took for me, how many years of work you put in, like put in all that toxic shit in my atmosphere. And then once you get to that point where you're just like, I don't want to be miserable anymore, you like, it just really hits you how much you've been fucked. And now they're gone. And that's the thing, when you're codependent, you think like, I can't, you think like, if you lose people in your life, like there's a feeling like you can't live without them. There's like, you can't imagine your life without them. But here you're standing, your life without them, and it's better than it ever has been before. Than it ever has been before. Okay, like, and it's like, I don't know how your life is doing. I don't know if you've improved yourself or whatever. That's the glory of it. It's none of my business anymore. It's none of my business, because all I know is that you hurt me for so fucking long, and I didn't have the skills to realize how badly you were hurting me. I'm telling you guys, like, if you're getting to that point where you're just tired of being miserable and you want to do whatever's in your power to like improve yourself or whatever with whatever resources you've got, be fucking prepared for people to fall off, because chances are they shouldn't have been there as long as they have to begin with. And like I said, when they're in the company that loves misery and you don't want to be miserable anymore, of course you're not going to be compatible. Happy Monday.